Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another horror update. Got some merchandise, some figures and some movies to show and talk about, so let's get started. Okay, so we'll do the movies first, and first up, a new Halloween edition for my collection. It's been a while since I've picked up anything Halloween related, especially in terms of a movie edition. This is the 2-disc Blu-ray edition from Germany of the Halloween remake. I was browsing eBay Australia and came across this from a local seller, which was cool. It was an edition that I didn't already own. I know this movie gets a lot of hate. I am actually a pretty big fan of the remake. I really like what Rob Zombie did with it. But that aside, this was simply another release that I didn't already own in the collection, and you guys know that I love collecting for this franchise. And I really like this release. As I said, it's a 2-disc set, and the discs themselves have really nice artwork on them, and the cover art is really awesome on this edition as well. So yeah, another nice release for my Halloween collection. That's the 2-disc Blu-ray of Halloween remake from Germany. Next up we have Critias Attack, and I had pretty high expectations. This is a recent release. It came out a couple of weeks ago, and the movie itself kind of came out of nowhere too, because I only found out about this one a few months ago, and it got a straight to Blu-ray DVD release. So was definitely keen to check it out, and unfortunately this one was pretty bad, and not in a so bad it's good way. It just wasn't a good entry into the franchise. Now, I'm a fan of the original movies, especially the first two, and I was kind of hoping that this one might have been the Critters equivalent to Leprechaun Returns, because that was an absolutely fantastic reboot to the franchise, and I was kind of hoping that Critters Attack would be the same. Unfortunately, it wasn't. The only positive thing that I really have to say about this film is the critters themselves. They were all done with puppetry and practical effects, and that looked really good. However, the movie didn't really focus on the critters. It focused more on the human characters, and the human characters were boring. The storyline was boring. It was just a really bland movie. So pretty disappointing. I did have high expectations for this one, but it definitely didn't deliver, so I don't really recommend Critias Attack. Next up we have the Summer of Massacre, and I'm sure a few of you are keen to hear my opinions on this film, since a lot of us have been discussing this fairly recently on some of the streams. Yeah, this is a movie that I've known about for quite a while. It's been out for a number of years now, and it's renowned for being the Guinness World Records holder of the highest body count in a slasher film. So that really is what this movie is known for, and to be completely honest, it's pretty much the only reason that you want to own this film. It's more of a novelty than anything, to be completely honest. So yeah, the movie itself isn't bad, however the kills are fucking atrocious. They're all done in CGI, which I guess is to be expected for such a high body count in a film. You know, it'd probably be extremely difficult for them to fit 150 kills done practically in an hour-and-a-half movie. But yeah, the kills were terrible, and in all honesty, probably the worst kills that I've ever seen in terms of CGI stuff. They were awful. The kills themselves weren't bad, but the way they were done and the way they looked on screen were crap. It was done in a real sort of cartoony CGI manner as well, which just completely took me out of everything. Whenever a kill was happening, it looked so bad. It was atrocious looking. The movie itself, though, it was not that bad, actually. It's kind of interesting, because this is a slasher anthology, which again hasn't really been done before, and I did enjoy the stories. There's about 4 or 5 stories within this film, and I enjoyed all the stories. It was just the kills that really ruined this movie for me. So as a film, I don't really recommend it, But if you're a slasher fan and just as a novelty, I think this is definitely worth at least a one-time watch, and if you're a hardcore slasher fan, at least adding it to the collection, since it is the slasher film with the highest body count in slasher history. So I think for that reason it's more of a novelty than anything. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that the kills would have been better, but unfortunately they weren't. So yeah, that's really all I have to say on the Summer of Massacre. Okay, so last for the movies we have Cub, and I am going to end on a high note here because this movie was absolutely fantastic. Now, I've known about this movie for ages now. It's been out for a number of years now. I just never bothered picking it up until recently. I'm glad that I actually came across a Australian copy, because this DVD has been out of print for a while and it normally goes for a bit of money, but I managed to come across this for pretty cheap on eBay, but that's kind of irrelevant. So I know a few of you have been talking about this film recently, most specifically Jason from Horrific Nightmares JM. He reviewed it, and I've got to say this movie was fantastic. I really enjoyed this film a lot, and I've got to give credit to the actor who played Sam, the main character within this movie. For a child actor, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. This one had really good characters, really good atmosphere. It was pretty brutal in parts, and the only negative that I really have to say is I kind of wish that they had focused a little bit more on the storyline of Kai, who was kind of the, I guess, almost like an ultra ego of Sam almost. He was kind of the villain within this movie. But yeah, I kind of wish that Kai had a little bit more of a story, a backstory. But other than that though, I thought this was an absolutely fantastic film, and I definitely highly recommend this one if you haven't seen it already. Really good slasher. Okay, and to finish up the update, I've picked up a couple of the Ultimate NECA figures. So we have the Halloween Laurie Strode figure from the 2018 film. This one recently came out, and I was definitely pretty keen to pick this figure up. Really nice figure. I haven't unboxed these yet, so this is what she looks like in the packaging. Still got to find somewhere to actually display these figures, so yeah, I haven't bothered unboxing them, but really nice figurine. That's the Halloween Ultimate Laurie Strode figure from NECA. And the next figure I picked up is the 30th anniversary Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger Ultimate NECA figure. Again, I still haven't taken him out of the packaging, but there he is there. That's what he looks like. So really happy to add this one into the collection, and it now pretty much completes my Freddy Krueger figure collection, which is awesome. Okay, so that does it for this horror update. Let me know what you think of the figures and the movies in the comments section below. If you've seen any of these films, let me know your opinions on them. If you've seen Summer of Massacre, I'm definitely keen to hear what you think of the film and what you think of the kills. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.